Having been on YouTube for more than half of a decade now, I've gotten a lot of comments, a lot of questions in the comments section, and some of them fall into certain classes. Many of them are quite good and provoke some great discussions. Some of them aren't quite up to snuff, and that's what I'm shooting this new video series about. It's sort of a FAQ, not only for questions, but also for common issues that arise. And the one that I'm going to talk about here is when somebody writes a comment on a video and it's got no discernible connection whatsoever to the topic of the video, and it's just coming out of the proverbial left field. So there's a few things to say about that. I mean, the first thing is, of course, it's nice that people get excited enough to want to comment, but we do want comments to be more or less relevant to the video, because otherwise there's not a lot of discussion involved in that. And I have actually in the past quite often answered questions that are not really on topic, but life is short, art is long, and there's not a lot of time for doing that sort of thing. So it's important that people asking questions, they keep them relevant to the video. And I've done so many videos, over 1,000 at this point, just in my main channel, that if you do a search and you've got some topic brewing in the back of your head, you might actually find a video that's more closely connected with that, if there's a thought that you're dying to get out there, or a question that you're dying to ask me. The other thing that I would say is that when it comes to questions that I'm being asked that don't seem to really have much connection to whatever topic is being discussed in the video, there's usually one or two things that are going on and could be better addressed somewhere else. I've already mentioned that you might find a video that actually connects with that. So if you're asking me about Jean-Paul Sartre and freedom on an Aristotle video, and you haven't connected it to the Aristotle video topic in some way, you can look up my Sartre videos, and maybe those are the places to actually ask the question. Or if you watch the video, you might find your question answered. You might also find some more questions popping up along the way. That's okay for philosophy. The other thing is, I do in fact have a channel. There's a stream just for the channel. You can ask me questions just within the channel, and I think a lot of the questions of these, sort of disconnected sorts are better asked directly to me rather than cluttering up the comments section of a video. One of the reasons why you would want to do that, other than the fact that you're more likely to get a response from me, is that if you think about what these videos are, we have the video itself, and then there's all these comments beneath it. And if you read through them, sometimes quite a few of them are asking great questions, or making useful points, or making connections to other things. And, I want that to be there as something like a resource for the other people that are viewing the videos. I want them to be pretty relevant, I'm really happy. This is a little bit of a digression. I'll come back to the main topic in a moment. I'm really quite happy when I look at other YouTube channels and the comment sections on their videos, that my comment sections are not the swamps that really, if we use that metaphor that's circulating around, really needs some draining, that quite a few people's comment sections are. Comment sections are notorious for having lots of trolls and lots of people saying terrible things. I don't get quite so much of that. But I want to keep it, really focused and connected to the video, because other people, years from now, students, lifelong learners, might be using them as a resource. All right, so back to the main topic. If you've got some sort of question or comment and you really want to get me to address it, like I said, you don't want to go to the comment section of a video that's just not connected to it. You don't want to just find the latest video that I've got and then, plunk it down there. You want to go to the channel stream and leave the question or comment there. In some cases, it may be something that requires a good bit of discussion, and if that's the case, then I'll probably suggest you book me for a tutorial session. In other cases, it might not take that if I can answer it fairly quickly with the resources that I have. I usually try to do so. So this is a common thing that comes up. And I suppose the last thing that I would say is if you see this video appended as a response to your comment or question, well, there's a couple things to keep in mind. One is, well, it's because you asked something that it may be relevant, but I don't see any possible immediate connection to what it is that was being discussed in the video. So, if you think that I'm wrong about that, maybe you want to follow it up by making the case. Or it could be that you actually did ask something out of left field because you're really interested in that sort of thing, and you didn't realize that you were posting it on a video that is about some totally different topic. In that case, don't feel too bad, because you will be one of, at this point, literally thousands to do that sort of thing. I have had, we're now in like the 5 digits for number of comments on my videos total, and quite a few of them have been of that sort. So don't take it too badly, and just find the right place for getting the sorts of answers that you want. The last thing to say is, a lot of people ask questions that I think they can probably answer on their own by doing a fairly minimal web search, whether in YouTube or in the larger internet. And I appreciate that people come to me as the expert on these things, but it's really important for one's education that one learns what we call information literacy. That is, where to find these quality sources of information, so that the other part of it is becoming moving yourself beyond the absolute beginner stage into the intermediate stage, where you know something about the things that you're asking about, and you have a great idea about what sort of questions you want to ask and follow up on, and where to go to get that information. I love seeing that sort of thing. And so if one of these questions becomes something like a teachable moment, and you're watching this video, and you say, oh, well, that's me. That's what I actually want for my viewers and subscribers, to get to the point where they probably don't need to ask me a lot of questions. Or if they do, they're all relevant, because they're already engaged in the process themselves of figuring out where to find the answers to the questions that they've got.